Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Enlightened Journeys. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm here to enlighten your journey today. I mean, hopefully that's the goal, right? Anyways, okay, so please make sure that you're familiar with my legal disclaimer. It is this top part here. But it just talks about how my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please use your intuition and your best discernment. Feel free to take what resonates with you and leave what does not for the person that it's meant for. Okay. There are 2 ways that you can ask yes and no questions from spirit and get answers. One of them is and this, again, when I say spirit, I'm talking about your higher self. I'm not talking about spirits. Okay. A pendulum is one way, or muscle testing, resistance testing is another way. All right. Also, my messages are timeless and prophetic, which means whenever you get to this message, there will be something in it that you need to hear. There's always a major trigger warning when we work with the tarot. Okay, you guys. Make sure that you're grounded and in a space that if you do get triggered, because again, I don't know what your triggers are, but if you were to get triggered, that you'd be able to deal with that trigger in the now moment, not putting it off till later, okay? By watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling or make fun of me. Also, this contract includes shadow banning, gatekeeping, and copywriting. Okay. All of the messages that are said and channeled from this platform are copyrighted, so do not steal from God and the Holy Spirit, because most likely you won't even replicate it correctly. I'm reminding the people watching about my personal human rights. Attempting to persecute me in any form or fashion for what I channel from God and the Holy Spirit is a violation against this contract and the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech. Any attempt to silence me will be followed up with by the Most High God. Treat others how you want to be treated. Do not shoot the messenger, and do not harm the prophets of God. Okay, welcome in. So on this channel, if you send me a $10 super chat, I'll pause the live reading and answer. But other than that, I'm not taking personal questions, okay? Not on this channel. Okay, so now we're going to do the prayer. So if you guys don't pray, that's fine. I'm going to say this prayer for all of us. So I ask that the Most High God give us grace, the light of God, the glory of God, and the heavenly host armies. I also ask them that the Most High God please order our steps, okay, when dealing with anything in the psychic realm. And I also invoke the angels of the Sword of Solomon and the Sword of Moses into the 4 directions for safety and protection. I ask that the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, and Christ please return all evil and block out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and my collective, and I pray for all of my subscribers. I ask now as I call upon God's favor to give us the full armor of God for protection during our life's mission and work here on the earth. I'm eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles in your holy name, Lord my God. I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Amen. Okay, I love that little heart chakra bowl. So we're going to do the bell, drawing in positivity. Okay. So we're going to work with the tarot today and just see kind of what pops out. The energy that I'm channeling is like somebody wants, somebody's not listening to their intuition. It's like it's okay. So this is the weird energy that I'm feeling. The Hermit in the reverse is about somebody that will not listen to their own intuition. They won't go within, and they won't ask questions, right? So they're not like asking for guidance, basically. Also, the Hermit in the reverse talks about people being distrustful of the advice that they get from others. See, when the Hermit is in the upright, it represents somebody that goes within and somebody that finds their inner light and finds their way out of the dark night of the soul, right? This person, they're not like, what I'm picking up is that there is an entity that is telling this person, okay, saw this vision when I was getting ready for today. So I'll just tell you the vision that I had, but this is like what the entity was doing. Stuff like this, maybe not this exact thing. So let's say that this entity is with one person, and this one person asks another person to come over for dinner. This entity, like this other person that's coming over for dinner, hasn't told the person that invited them that they have like a food allergy, like a peanut allergy, right? So the entity tells the person who invited them over to make a peanut dish, knowing damn well that this person that's coming over has a peanut allergy and could be unalived. So it's a very mischievous energy of an entity tricking or deceiving somebody and putting them in a bad circumstance, basically, where they can harm other people. Okay, so there is an entity with somebody that's like that, that thinks it's just funny. They just think this shit is funny. So this also talks about if you keep doing the same thing, there will be no progress, right? And that's just common sense, but sometimes we have to hear that what we're doing is not working. So also what I'm getting is that somebody has tried to cleanse this entity away and they can't get rid of it. So they really shouldn't have summoned it, because it doesn't come from this world, doesn't come from this dimension, doesn't come from this plane of existence. But it's affecting quite a few people. Also, this person that we're talking about today feels like they're being held back by a spouse or a partner or something like that. And I agree with them. It does feel like they're being held back. But it's because this person that they're connected to is connected to an entity that's giving them shit advice. And that's what's actually holding them back. It's the advice that they're getting. So somebody could think that you're doing something to them when you're not. Okay. There's a lot of delusional, weird people out there that when they get jealous and envious of another person, they think that that person is doing some shit to them, like black magic. And really, it's just this person's jealousy and the entity that they hold and the nasty ass spirit that they have that's causing them to feel that way. Because I'm not picking up on any witchcraft that anybody in my collective has been doing. So this person's seeing somebody in the collective progress, and this person has tried to do everything to block and stop the collective from progressing. So this person / entity is like, I don't know why they keep moving forward. Why do they keep moving forward? This is what this person keeps saying to another person. Why do they keep getting better? They look better and better every day. Shit like that. This is definitely the end of a war with somebody. Hi, welcome everybody coming into the chat. Please like, share, and subscribe, or at least like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys are notified of when I go live. So again, this person was trying to put like this, well, don't want to say person, I want to say entity. This entity that was utilizing this other person was trying to put somebody in a grave. And so this is coming from another lifetime, at least the entity part. And the sad part is that this person that called upon this thing, they didn't realize that the intentions that this thing has. But again, I'm just going to be probably not the first one to let you know that the devil is a liar and you cannot trust anything a demon says. Okay. So if like these people were to summon up a devil and it was to say, just like putting peanuts in the food, like this person had the intent when they invited that other person over to poison them. So this demon is actually acting on the behalf of this person, right? And I feel like in this other lifetime, you got really close to slaying this devil. And so it's bound to happen in this lifetime. When I say bound to happen, it means God has ordained it to occur. So this is basically telling you with the Four of Swords, that's a casket, right? That means it's the end of a battle, but it's a battle that's, spiritual warfare, basically. I would call the Four of Swords the ending of spiritual warfare card. Okay, let's see what else comes out. So yeah, you got somebody that distrusts other people's opinions, even if their opinions are the correct opinion. And that's kind of an issue. Two of Cups in the reverse. Okay, you guys, you're dealing with somebody that, is unhappy that they're not getting a love offer from the universe. They could be going through a divorce or separation at this time. End of a love affair, jealousy, misunderstanding, love dies, a lover is unfaithful. Okay, so now I'm understanding what this is about. So this demon was going to put something in the food that would cause somebody, because I said it's bound for this demon to get its, wow, my ear just went completely deaf. Okay, so what does that mean? Somebody doesn't want you to hear the downloads from the universe. Also, there's something trying to block you from making a decision about this relationship. It does say to forgive and forget, but when somebody betrays you really bad, it's hard to just do that, right? So this talks about, it says the person with whom you're currently in a relationship with is not your soulmate. Love dies. A lover is unfaithful. The other is unable to forgive and forget. Well, God says to forgive and forget, but most people take forgive and forget as, oh, okay, I'm going to let you back in my life. No. If you let the snake back into your life, they're going to snake you again. So just knowing, arguments jeopardize a relationship. This is why when you're in a relationship, it's really important to find what battles you're going to fight for. What do you like in a relationship? There could be a lot of different triggers that happen, but choosing what out of the triggers that happen, what is even worth arguing about? And again, there's a lot of arguments that people have had, that I've had, that others have had, that could have been not had because basically they're not the most important thing to argue about. So it's picking your battles, right? You're dealing with somebody who's very dissatisfied. I feel like if you've been in a sexual relationship with this person, which I do feel like you guys have, there's been some infidelity here in this relationship, whatever this is. And again, that could be why somebody in the collective is having a hard time trusting others. Well, yeah, I feel like there's a divine masculine that got cheated on by a Jezebel spirit. I'm definitely picking that up. And then, of course, somebody did witchcraft on this divine masculine to make them think that they were his soulmate or twin flame or some shit like that. And so this divine masculine is only a divine masculine right now because they're about to walk away from this woman. Okay. This woman was keeping this masculine energy, not divine. So basically when you get with a karmic, they will turn your life upside down, cause you to go through so many battles and wars. And you end up like having to suffer with a karmic, right? And then you end up becoming karmic because you're with a karmic. But when divine people come together like twin flames, they become more divine. Okay. The demonic realm has a big problem with that because when two twin flames come together, they create the oneness. What twin flames are is two consciousnesses that have been in one body as one consciousness before, one life. Okay. That you can picture that. Two people coming together into one. Hi, welcome, NBC. Yes, one of one. Exactly. And so they're that other reflecting, just like a mirror, they're other reflecting image. This person, I feel like a divine masculine was trapped with a not divine feminine. And this karmic woman was turning him into basically a karmic over time. And now this masculine has lost all of their divinity, almost all of it. Like what needs to happen is a cord cutting with this person because this not divine feminine has been draining the shit out of this masculine energy. And they've been being unfaithful, which is not cool because it puts people's health at risk when you have somebody that's cheating. And again, I don't know why I'm seeing Hailey Bieber again, but months and months ago, I predicted that there was infidelity in that relationship, and it's not what it looks like. And I feel like celebrities exist as examples, just like characters in the Bible, of things that we could go through in the human experience. And when we can look at how a celebrity handled it, and we can go, okay, I'm going to handle it a little bit differently, right? I mean, it takes everything. It takes everything out of the Bieber to not beat Haley the fuck down because some of the weird shit she says. Like it just really takes a lot out of him. When you're with a twin flame, and you can tell in difference in every way, the difference between Selena Gomez and Haley Bieber, being at least being with Justin Bieber, because that's what we're talking about here. You know, when Justin Bieber was with Selena Gomez, he had divinity within him, even though he had been abused and raped by Diddy, or he was Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Yes, she was. Yes, absolutely. Trying to destiny swap with Selena, and still is, to the point of every time that Selena does something on the internet, she has to do it too. Every time that Selena gets a tattoo, she has to get the same tattoo. Like, it's fucking scary and psychotic. And I know he sees that shit, and so he's allowed, because he wants to be with Selena so bad, that he's allowed her to mimic Selena without him saying, like, bitch, you're crazy. This is crazy. Like, you need to be yourself. But again, Justin never fell in love with her. He fell in love with the delusion of her being Selena, being a replacements for Selena. Okay. But you have to understand that Haley Bieber and Justin Bieber are not meant to be together. That's why he's suffering so greatly right now, because he's with a Jezebel. And yeah, Jezebel will do destiny swap stuff. So yeah, he's suffering really bad. It takes all of the strength that he has not to smack this bitch upside her face and upside her head, straight up. I pray for him too, because it's sad. Like, he was the cutest kid, and you know, he just seems like he's probably not a bad person. And I feel like he has been put through so much shit that I'm surprised that he's not totally insane. And then the stuff that he's dealing with Haley, like, and the "You Should Go and Love Yourself" song was not about Selena. That was about Haley. So he's always making little disses to Haley. But the biggest kicker is going to be when he finds out that that baby belongs to somebody else. And I picked that up months before she even got pregnant, that this was going to happen. So this is obviously something that was karmic, that was planned. So if any of you are in a relationship with anyone, some of you guys are in a relationship with somebody who is stealing your energy. See, when you steal clout, and in the song says, all the clubs you used to get into using my name, that refers to Haley. Right? Because Selena's already famous, so she didn't need that stuff. But anybody that's a clout sucker, and for you guys that are rappers and artists in the music industry, you have to listen to this. Okay, if you're dealing with a clout sucker, you're dealing with somebody that just wants attention, and they're willing to do anything to get that attention. Okay, and they're going to suck the fame and suck the clout and suck the energy that your natural star energy that comes out of you. They're going to suck that out of you and steal that shit away. And so, yeah, it's just, also, Haley has done numerous love spells on Justin. And so that's another. Yeah, pray for discernment, being able to see the past the mask. Yeah. She's done so much spell work on him, and it's really backfired. She wants him to be obsessed with her, but every time God is so pissed off at this girl. Every time she does one of these dumb love spells, like, another celebrity will refer her to a witch. They'll spend a lot of money putting a spell on him, and then the shit will completely not work and backfire. And it's not to say that those spells don't work on other people, but this situation has been blown out of the water. Like, God was looking at this situation and telling me about it before it even happened. So God's basically going, no, Justin, wake up, have an awakening. You need to spiritually wake up. And so that's why that's occurring right now. But there is an energy out there of like, it was a little while ago that Venus was in retrograde, but there is an energy out there, you guys, that is of envy and jealousy, and it's of greed. And what I was picking up is that there are certain women on this planet. The reason they have this tendency to go full on Jezebelian is because a lot of these women on the planet right now, well, a lot of the ones that have Jezebel possessing them or utilizing them in some type of way, they are descendants of the wives of the Nephilim, right? Yes, I literally feel like I feel like Hailey Bieber has some very murderous ass intentions for him. Like, I don't feel like there's any love there. And it just is really weird relationship. Again, a lot of it manipulated through witchcraft. So she's pretty upset that this new spell that she did not make Justin just want to be with her. And you can see the way that he treats her, like something within him knows that she's done spell work on him. Exactly. Emperor in the reverse. So when he started out, this is what I'm saying about you divine masculines, started out in the upright, but through this person, it's turned him into the emperor in the reverse, where now he's partying and getting all fucked up all the time because he can't stand being around this bitch. And I'm sorry, I don't really dislike celebrities, but the energy is annoying, and I would freaking be so damn annoyed with her. I would be like, you got to go. Like, this is not working out. I just can't stand hoes that either don't know their place or they don't want to know their place in life. Yeah, very icky woman. I would be like, you got to go. I can't do this. And the thing is that he's been so abused. And some of you divine masculines have been through so much trauma, right? That it's not the trauma that turns you upside down. It's these women that come into the life of the divine masculine and then turn the divine masculine's life upside down. And this goes for people that have crazy baby mamas that manipulate everything. Once you have a child with somebody, it's a way of putting pressure on another person to stay with them or to keep supporting. So again, it also pushes. And if he were to be with Selena and they were to have a child, he would not be on rugs. He would not be doing rug abuse. He would not be doing anything like that. Okay. Because the influence would be completely different. Right. And even if their relationship was rocky, it still had some divineness like in it. And so those of you that are experiencing a separation or you're having a hard time with a marriage right now, and if you are divine masculine or you are masculine, this is a call to wake up, because this person's basically put you on your ass or turned your life upside down in some type of way. And so it's always other women who suffer from this weird stuff. It's always other women and men that suffer because, in a way, it's bullying. When you use a child over somebody's head to manipulate them, I would consider that to be very bullyish, Like if you're like, I'm not going to let you see your kid if you divorce me, that's manipulation and bullying. So divine masculines, if you guys are in a relationship like this or in an experience, I'm going to always tell you to choose yourself first, because you need to be able, especially if you have a child with this person, you need to be able to take care of yourself so that you can come back into the Holy Spirit, the energy of the Ace of Cups, which this is what the universe has for you guys. So yeah, the Emperor in the reverse is somebody who abuses their power, and they're very immature. Very immature. Yeah, absolutely. Abuse is not love. And literally, somebody is in the Five of Cups, which is, see how all of those cups are turned over? Not one, like maybe one of them two of them are standing upright. 3 have been turned over. Okay, so this person has drank from all of these cups. 3 of them are turned over. This talks about grief, loss, many regrets, setbacks, loss of a relationship, friend, or a valued possession. Disappointment in love or friendship. Okay, Wow. End of a marriage or love relationship. So the person that came into the chat asking about love, this is basically probably about you. The end of the marriage and the love relationship. You have the strength and spirit to endure, hope for a better future, choose a creative solution to your problems. This is a temporary period that will pass. Like I said, the divine masculine being turned upside down is only temporary. You can't turn somebody karmic permanently. It's like on a weekly basis. This is how often they have to do the witchcraft. So the judgment in the reverse. Okay, so you're dealing with an angry, spiteful. When you see judgment in the reverse, you're seeing somebody trying to create an obstruction of justice. All right, so anger, revenge. Someone is trying to get even with you. Loss of material possessions or salary in a lawsuit. The moral path was not taken. This person's getting a reputation for being very underhanded. Recognize your part in your own failure, accept responsibility for errors, inability to compromise creates conflict. So I feel like this person wants you to compromise things about yourself that are not, that God would never ask you to compromise these things. You know, your sanity, your health, your wealth, your love. God wants you to have, trust me, there is not a God out there that I've come across. And again, I believe in the Most High, which is the God of all gods. But there's not one that I've ever come across that's been broke, that doesn't want their people, their children, to have things in life. There's not. And again, so if you're experiencing some type of setback or loss in finances, you have to look at the people that are surrounding you. I would look at the people directly surrounding you and then the people surrounding them. And you most likely you'll be able to figure out who or where it's coming from, right? By process of elimination. So this ace, but again, no matter what Justin does, no matter what this divine masculine in the reverse does, they're still going to be offered the same thing from the universe, which is an overflowing cup of love and the Holy Spirit and the Holy Grail. Still going to be offered that. Nothing changes as far as that goes. The only time something like that will change is when God sees that a person's not learning, and then they feel like God feels like it needs to take something away from that person so that they can learn to become stronger. And sometimes what God takes away from a person is this other person. Sometimes it'll be God taking away this other person so that this guy can wake up, right? And again, you can be, and I don't like the picture of the emperor. You can be an emperor and you don't have to be old with a beard, okay? This guy looks like Merlin in the upright, just kind of like Merlin vibes with that beard and everything like that. But really, realistically, you don't have to be old to be an emperor. So again, there's lots of, the emperor is just a boss. So this has caused a major tower in life. First of all, she's trying to have people judge him wrongly. And every time he reaches out for help, she basically makes fun of him online. And then she talks shit about Selena, which makes her look really bad because she already looks really crazy and psycho as it is. You know what I mean? Yes. Wow. Wow. I was looking up a recipe the other day for unleavened bread because I want to make my own naan bread. I love Indian food. So them being in the tower right now is, I'm going to tell you guys that it's not always something bad when you see a tower. I know that it looks bad, but the tower is just causing people that abuse their power to lose their grip, right? We can all experience towers that cause us to awaken, that even though it was like a harsh reality or something difficult we had to go through, that tower of everything falling down sometimes has to happen so we can rebuild things back up. So if you send me a $10 super chat, I'll answer your guys' questions. But other than that, I'm just doing the collective reading. So not only is there an Ace of Cups that is being gifted, but an Ace of Pentacles. You guys, this is overflowing love from the universe, overflowing money. This means that this money, these pennies, this pentacle, which I consider the pentacles to basically be coins. This pentacle is pennies come from heaven. So again, like how we were talking about Justin Bieber, he uses his voice, which is one of his spiritual gifts, to express himself and to help others and to help himself. So basically, he's in alignment with his divine life purpose. The only part of his life that's out of alignment is his love life. But see, he understands too what it feels like for his love life to be in alignment because he had Selena. And now he's with Haley and he understands the exact opposite of what your love life is like, right? When you're not with the right person. So it's definitely teaching him a hard lesson, but a very important lesson about loving yourself and like not just getting married. Like the moment that he saw Selena and Benny Blanco get engaged, that's when he went overboard with the jealousy and immediately married Haley. If this man knew how many witches were behind that marriage, he would just like leave this woman and walk away. That a lot of marriages happen because of witchcraft. Oh, thank you, Amelia. Thank you. So yeah, a lot of divorces happen because of witchcraft too, because it's not just like, it's like you have to keep doing the witchcraft to keep somebody. Hi, Amelia. Welcome in. Thank you for the super chat. I hope you're having a beautiful day. A beautiful day. So yeah, it's like, you know, the pendulum swings one way and you have that experience, and then the pendulum swings the other way. And that's just the nature of polarity. And so we all do this because we are beings that know how to. It's a cloudy, rainy day. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Oh my gosh, all of those just tried to fall. So whenever that happens, I look at the ones that are facing up as ones that this is what we see about the situation. What we don't see is those other two cards. So let's take a look at what just flew out. So yeah, there's going to be an inevitable fall in this relationship. And it's because, like I was saying, you have to keep doing the witchcraft to keep the bond or bind or whatever it is going. Yes, you guys are very empathic at this time. I feel like also, if any of you have been going through a separation, whoever you've been separated from has been very spiteful and envious. So the Seven of Swords, right? This is somebody that is running for, like, never run with swords, never run with scissors, right? But this person is running, they're going on with swords, and then they have those two swords behind them that they're definitely worried about. This is somebody that has to look over their shoulders because what they're doing. So this talks about one, there's many choices that confront Haley basically at this time, but only one of those are going to be correct. The destiny swap, this last ritual that was done did not go through. And if you guys are experiencing any destiny swap, I would suggest reading Psalm 91 and reading Psalm 105. Those two are really good for destiny swap, for general protection. Yes, absolutely. And so this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse represents whoever this person was that they were in a relationship. For our example, we're talking about Haley Bieber. This is somebody that spends a lot of money. Yeah, destiny swap is so not possible. But, and again, I'm not for sure, even it's delusional for sure. I'm not for sure what culture this stems from. Like, I tried to research it, and it's like in a lot of African cultures, destiny swap is something very common, and a lot of Hispanic, like South America and Mexico, it's very common. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. They can just copy and paste, but it never works. That's such a great example. A doppelganger, absolutely. And so it's the people have the illusion of it working, though. They think that it's working, and then they find out, oh, it wasn't working, because it's just not possible to take somebody else's fate. Fate is, and again, fate is fate. It means it's going to happen no matter what. So this woman is somebody who has a very narrow mindset. Yes, act like you, dress like you, but they don't have your energy. And that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. So the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is somebody who spends a lot of money. They take without giving, and they give only when something is to be gained. So again, like Kendall Jenner has basically, Haley has used everybody for clout, you know. And again, this is all until it's proven. It's all allegedly, but this is what I keep getting, Yeah, called single white female vibes. Exactly. Exactly. And so this woman, she wanted Bieber for his name and for his money and because it was her personal childhood crush. But, things are always an illusion and they're losing their mind. She's losing a grip on her reality. See, the universe has sent a sneak attack to throw her energy completely off because of what she's tried to do. Like, I literally get that there's been numerous health issues that Selena Gomez has had to go through that have been caused by Haley's witchcraft. Yeah, he was dead 3 years ago, demon from hell, for sure. And this also talks about that somebody's trying to undermine her efforts, right? And that it's the spiritual realm, though. It's not just people in the physical, it's also the spiritual. And an important project that she was working on, aka swapping destinies, has failed. This Ace of Wands, we have an Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands, just showing that God is going to protect the divine masculine. Because again, you can't not become a divine masculine. You can be turned into karmic. You can become karmic for a certain amount of time. But if you had that divinity in you, yes, the USA, if you had that divinity in you, you're still going to have that divinity in you, even if you're acting karmic. It just becomes either suppressed or it turns off in some type of way. And so I've never seen anybody that was a divine feminine be turned permanently into a karmic because it's not their true nature. So yeah. And then also somebody wanting to, oh my gosh, yo, you guys, if you don't know, the Pope died. I found that out yesterday. We were talking about this, Amelia, the other day. That was crazy. And then he literally passed away. Yeah, what Haley is doing is now affecting her family. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. Oh my God, he was dead 3 years ago. Seriously. Well, do you guys think that there's a coincidence after he opened the portal on Christmas to Lucifer's cage and now he passed away? Like, I'm just like, why? Why did he do that? That was so weird. I've never seen a pope go about opening portals before. Just bizarre. Yeah, where the obelisks are. I know. It's so wild, man. And I watched this it was basically like a prediction that one of the early popes made, and they predicted every pope and then what that pope would be known for. Oh my God, they got every pope. And this pope that just passed away, whatever his name was, he's the last pope that was listed. It says after this pope, there will be no pope. Their new Pope Peters. And this is what I said. I was like, there's probably going to be a new pope in like a couple of days because that's just how the process works. But anyways, on that ancient record, it said no more popes and the end of the church and all this weird shit. So it's basically end time prophecy. But they also talked about how evil this pope was that just passed away. So wild. Then the Three of Pentacles, this is also a collaboration, but this is a positive one, you guys. I feel like a lot of you people that are dealing with Destiny Swap are dealing with, it, again, it is a type of moon magic. I have figured that out. But other than that, I can't pinpoint a place that it's coming from specifically. Yes, absolutely. We're made from the real, probably like the skins of those kids. I really feel like the Vatican is into some real evil shit. Like they have a lot of artifacts, but they're into some real evil shit. So this moon magic attack. See, somebody was trying to use the moon to do a sneak attack. So these two cards are what these people do not see. See, they don't see that they don't have a spiritual inheritance coming from the Most High. Like they don't. That's so funny. This guy has got red shoes on. That is just so funny that we're talking about that. Wow. This tech tells them that, again, that they don't have a spiritual inheritance coming in. And more of what I'm seeing with this inheritance is that, um, you know, there's some type of bribery or compulsion going on. So this person thinks that they're gifted and they think that yep, and Peter is going to turn the church upside down in another Hollywood scenario. Absolutely. They better make a movie out of this stuff because it's getting so juicy at this point that it could be turned. Lots of actors have those red shoes. Wow. That's so disgusting. That ain't right. That ain't right. The straw, that straw. Oh, this one. I freaking love this one from the San Diego Zoo. I use this every day. But yeah, Hollywood. That is so funny. I completely agree though. It is Hollywood. It's Hollywood and Helly weird. So they also did not see, yeah, absolutely. They're just sick. If we knew all of and again, I don't want to gross anybody out, but if I told you all the things I saw that you guys would just be like, oh my God, I never want to watch TV ever again. But yeah, the 7 of Wands means that basically not only is there not, see, Haley was waiting on some type of energy, and I feel like the destiny swapper you guys were dealing with was waiting. And again, if you're a female, this could be about a divine masculine that you used to be with, or somebody that could have been karmic that you used to be with. Again, and this could be the female that they're with now. So it's like all kind of relative, like the way that magic is being used to basically, it's moon magic and it's being used. So it's like I was saying before, how it's being done is that they do a yearly ritual, and these celebrities pay a lot for these rituals. Yeah, TV is I called television devil vision. I literally feel like it's devil vision. Like anytime you're watching the TV, because what it does is it sucks you basically away from nature. Yeah, television. Yeah, devil vision for sure. So this moon magic has to be done yearly and then every moon cycle. And if it skips even one moon cycle, and this is where people keep messing up, as they won't pay their practitioner or whatever. Yeah, it turns you into a fish tank. That's so funny. The queen introduced the TV. Wow, I did not know that, you guys. So yeah, if they miss one of these moon cycles on doing this magic, it all blows up in their face. And this is why love spells they are not something you guys should do. They're really not safe. There's a lot of people that get unalive through love spells backfiring. And when somebody wakes up, that's when these people, so like basically the yearly ritual creates a toy, and the monthly ritual with the moon cycle creates the batteries for the toy. Without one or the other, it basically can't worm. It can't worm. So there's something very disgusting about this situation. I feel like that she tried to do something against Selena Gomez that was like really, really bad, really black magic-y. Oh my gosh. Yeah, betrayal by somebody close with the 10 of Cups in the reverse just fell on the ground. Betrayal by somebody. She tried to get as close as she could to Selena, but again, she's wearing a mask, and so you guys could be, I'm just using their relationship as like an allegory for what some of you guys could be going through or have gone through. And then this police in the reverse, I feel like there's some ulterior motive to get, okay, this is what she's like. Basically, she's betrayed Justin and she's betrayed Selena. I am picking up on cheating, but she wants to use the police to put Justin in his place. Yeah, God doesn't exactly. That's exactly it, BC. Thank you. You guys are absolutely right. God does not play when you try to take somebody's free will or manipulate it, especially if you're doing it to somebody who is chosen. And Justin was chosen to change the world through singing. You know, Beyonce was chosen at one time as well, but through her actions, she's turned herself karmic. So it's like she was chosen to bring enlightenment to Black women, and that's definitely not what she's doing. But, you know, there's always going to be somebody that wants to throw the divine one off of their path. But I swear, when she was a child, I look at her life, and when she was a child, she had divinity and she had the energy of God within her. And she's done so many fucking rituals now that God has turned his face away from her, which is absolutely sad. So I'm seeing this 8 of Swords energy, which is about jail. I feel like literally you could be being threatened, maybe not threatened in a relationship, but he could be being threatened. And whatever this relationship is threatening, because the Chariot in the reverse has to do with success through underhanded means, which means black magic, basically. But it's success. You get what you want, but it's not really what you want. It's an illusion of what you want, and it doesn't last forever. So what this shows me is that these people will be put in a spiritual jail, because I'm getting more spiritual jail and more of like a spiritual court case being held, right? Again, these people that use these celebrities, they're obsessed with money and power and clout. And so, yeah, spiritual jail. So then it's like God will give everybody another chance until it goes too far. Then once it goes too far and somebody does too much, yes, reminds you. Yes, absolutely. Do you guys know that that Whitney Houston, Brittany Murphy, Prince, and Michael Jackson all had the same, and Kim Porter all had the same, what is it, coroner? Do you know that? And that coroner worked for the diddler. So yeah, why it came up with pneumonia and stuff. I know that pneumonia curse is definitely to unalive, and it attaches to people's lungs. But again, the diddlers tried to do this witchcraft on almost every celebrity that didn't want to, hang out with him. And some people's defenses are just too strong for that type of shit. Now, if you hit somebody in a weakened state, like Brittany Murphy met Diddy through Ashton Kutcher, and they met in the Just Married movie, right? And so it was right after that movie, right after she met the diddler, that she ended up passing. And of course, the same thing as Kim Porter. So we know that she was going to tell somebody about what was going on. So yeah, this moon magic, it's going to cause somebody to act out of character and to get put away. And the thing is that when you've got an Ace of Cups, an Ace of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands, you're only missing one ace. That's the Ace of Swords. You know what I mean? Yes. So like I said, if you guys send me a $10 super chat with your question, I'll answer it, but I'm not going to pause the live reading to answer questions for free. Okay. Yeah. So that it'll end up very badly for sure, because there's no other way that it can actually go other than downhill. And this is why it's such an illusion to think that you're getting away with, stealing somebody's fate or changing it. And again, it's all about what God has written in the book of life. And now this person Haley had her own destiny. It wasn't to be a mother. It wasn't to be a model. It wasn't to be with Justin, but she would have been happier in her own destiny. You know what I mean? The golden age is absolutely here. And so it's no longer the time to put people under witchcraft, basically, because literally, it's just not the time for that. People are waking up and they're having spiritual awakenings and they're speaking out now. And so there's been a memo that's been sent out on all platforms to silence any truth teller, because they don't want this type of stuff getting out. And that's because, a lot of witches and warlocks, they make their money off of doing this weird moon magic. They don't want to hear that their magic doesn't work anymore. And that's exactly what a lot of these, yeah, it's already out. Yeah, it really is. Wow, the Book of Eli. See, I have not read that, so I'll have to look into that. But yeah, I also hear that that this is funny. So by trying to put you guys in the lion's den, this person was trying to dig a pit, put the lions in there, put you in there, and this person fell into their own pit. This is definitely about your guys' work. Like I said, if Haley had not been obsessed with Justin when she was younger, she wouldn't have came for him like this, because they definitely are not meant to be together. And she's kind of like a shapeshifter. Like, she'll shapeshift to change herself to be with any dude that she's with, right? So I'm really seeing that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm also, so this is a really popular thing in Hollywood. I'm also seeing Kim Kardashian trying to switch fates with Kanye's new wife. Or Kanye's wife. Maybe she's not new. But that's not even to be with Kanye. That's just because she wants the attention. So again, I don't know what type of rituals their family does, but it's so freaking satanic as shit. I mean, literally. We are blessed that these celebrities don't know us. Just to let y'all know, you know. Yeah, he's been dead for 3 years. We are definitely blessed that these celebrities do not know us. Because if they knew people of God, they would probably try to sacrifice us. So this 8 of Pentacles is somebody working very hard to make this destiny swap crap last, because again, it's so temporary, and it never actually works. You never actually get the destiny of that other person. What the devil does is holds your own stars. You go seeking advice from the devil holds your own stars. It's never anybody else's star. You can only have access to your own star power, but it holds that, and it gives you little bit by little bit, so you think that you're getting you literally think that you're getting the destiny of somebody else, but it's actually your own energy. So, but it can be very detrimental, because a lot of the people that are doing the destiny swap, they bully the person that they're destiny swapping. Again, another thing that occurs quite often, more often than it should, because it doesn't make sense. The person that's trying to do the destiny swap will literally curse the person that they're trying to swap destinies with. And then when the curse comes back on them because they just tried to take the destiny of a cursed person, because they just cursed that person, then they're confused why they're not getting what they wanted. And it's like, you just cursed that person, then tried to steal their destiny. If you just curse their destiny, then you're going to be cursed. Like, just attempting to, they are so dumb. Yeah, just attempting to do that causes it to backfire. So again, with the 4 of Cups energy, this person, I feel like, when you guys are dealing with Jezebel spirits like this, they will intentionally provoke, people to anger and to act out of character, so that it'll look like they're in the upright. And so the 4 of Cups is like a lack of moderation. It's also overindulgence in food and alcohol and other substances. And so she's not directing him in a positive way, basically. Wow, you spoke with Princess family in December. That's awesome. Welcome in, Ragnarok. Yeah, that is awesome. Wow. So yeah, you know that his unaliving was definitely not whatever they said it was, for sure. But yeah, no, nobody should be provoking anybody, okay? Because again, trying to get I don't know what you're talking about, Redbeard, but trying to get the real you. Do you really think that provoking and harassing somebody is going to draw out a real aspect of somebody else? No, you're traumatizing other people, and then trying to extract. You're doing exactly what these people are doing, trying to provoke other people to act out of their characters, so that you can then point the finger and say, aha, aha. That's not getting to the real aspect of that person. That's getting to an aspect that you just fucking created with manipulation. And yeah, it's definitely harassment. And harassing is, I think harassment's illegal. It's probably a misdemeanor, but depending on how bad somebody is harassed. But yeah, this basically trying to steal somebody's fate is absolutely harassing them. It's just not doing it to their face. It's doing it behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Yeah, dreams of being in a university. Oh my God, stop right now. I just woke up from a dream where I was in a university. And my teacher was bald. Oh my God, stop right now. This is insane. Wow. I had almost verbatim of what you just said that dream was literally last night. So that's crazy. But yeah, basically, because harassment is illegal, but when you get somebody to act out of their character by pushing, it's just like the same thing as poking the bear, poking the bear, poking the bear, poking the bear, and then that person that continues to poke the bear gets real pissed off anytime. Yeah, we were definitely in the same dream, like literally. Oh my God. But yeah, it's like just the same thing as poking the bear. You poke the bear, the poke the bear, and then all of a sudden, one day after being poked 700 times, the bear strikes back. Do you think that it would be the natural behavior of yeah, don't go poking bears? Do you think it would be the natural behavior of that bear to just strike somebody down like that? No, it's only after being agitated and agitated and agitated. So again, you can't find out if you want to find out the realness of somebody else, don't harass them. Just be their friend and you can learn a lot about them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can learn a lot about people. If you want to learn the realness of somebody else, be kind to them and see how they react. Don't poke the bear because it's just extremely dangerous. Again, sometimes people don't know their own power. When they go to strike back, they get out the power of a bear and take your face clean off. And then whose fault would that be? Of course, they would have to put the bear down for hurting a human, but it's basically whoever was watching this individual poke the bear, it's kind of their fault because they should have done something and said, hey, stop poking that bear. It may strike back at you one day. And I'm just using a bear as like an example, but it could be anything. It could be poking a dragon. It could be poking anything. But yeah, anybody acting out of character or acting upset because they've been provoked numerous times is not their real character. And so you can't assess somebody off of, okay, hold on, let me tie you to a pole and whip you for about 20 minutes and then I'm going to see who you really are. Like that's some old school torture shit. And no, the Cenobites don't agree with that. You can't gain access to the divine parts of somebody or know who they truly are through torturing them, right? Of course, to them, pleasure is pain and pain is pleasure to a certain extent. Yeah, this Four of Wands. This is definitely something that these people envy. And it's about the creative goals being completed. So again, somebody, if they wanted to intervene on your destiny and do it for you, they don't have the ability to create this Eight of Pentacles. They don't, these people are thieves. And they're good at stealing, but not really because God sees this, so they're not that good. But yeah, they're used to stealing. They're not used to actually working and creating stuff. Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Is she really? I did not know that. I did not know that Kim was like 56 years old. I thought she was maybe 40s. See, I saw her in American Horror Story, Delicate. I am an American Horror Story fan. I just love that show. And I love when they put Lady Gaga. She's one of my favorite artists, put Lady Gaga in it. So I just really dig that. But yeah, this Four of Wands. Also, I'm feeling like somebody doesn't want you to see clearly or they're trying to muddy up your vision, is what Spirit's saying. And the Holy Spirit's like, no, we're not doing that today. So this also talks about financial rewards coming in from your good hard work that you worked on, right? And then this is the thing, like play stupid games, get stupid prizes. These people played stupid games, so they're getting stupid prizes. But as for you, you're playing the game of life the correct way. And so, being true to yourself, when people are just authentic, like you don't need to try somebody to see who they really are when they're authentically themselves. And so that's why being kind to somebody, if you want to know somebody's true character, be their friend. You know what I mean? But actually be a friend. And then don't judge people by the way that they look, because I'm telling you, there are homeless people out on the streets right now that are also prophets, right? And if we just judge them for being homeless, like I've literally heard homeless people preach before and say things to me that I needed to hear. And I'm just like standing next to the person on the street. Not saying that every person's like that, homeless person's like that, but there are people of every type of race and every type of generation and every type of experience that do have divinity within them and that have a higher calling. So, like what God showed me is that every single day, 144,000 people are chosen. But how many of those people answer the call? Not very many, because to answer the call, not only do you have to submit to God's will, which again, anytime you submit to God's will, God's never going to ask you to go become crucified. So just know that, you know what I'm saying? God is never going to ask you to become crucified. That's the one promise of all the shit that went down before, is that there should be no persecution anymore. And that's what the crucifixion was supposed to be for. But these people that they want to provoke others to try to get a false sense of who they really are, you know, this is abusive. You can abuse somebody and abuse them until they unleash a power and a reckoning on your life. And this is why I would suggest never ever provoke another person, especially if you don't, especially if you don't know that person. Like if you don't know that person's spirit guides, because trust me, you could provoke somebody, you could bully them, and you could harass them to the point where they want to unalive themselves. And if they're a child of God, they're going to go cry, and every tear that drops and hits the ground, that's a libation to their ancestors, which means those ancestors are going to wake up and they're going to want to know why their beloved so and so family member is crying and lamenting. And then not only that, God is going to go, what's going on, child? Why are you upset? And then from that point, God's going to obviously see everything that's going on, and God's going to punish the shit, like really smack the other person. Because again, God doesn't want its people to feel suicidal. If you ever feel suicidal, it's because somebody or something is trying to make you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, it's someone or something trying to make you feel that way. And so if you ever get those thoughts and you really feel that way, dial 988. You don't even have to have your phone like hooked up to dial 988, and you can get to the suicide hotline. But yeah, know that those are not your thoughts, that that's something that's trying to be pushed on you. So again, I'm going to tell you guys, never bully another person, especially if you don't know them and you don't know their ancestors, because you'll get yourself fucked up. And then you'll all of a sudden be like, why is the sky falling, Chicken Little? Why is the damn sky falling? Why is everything in my life turned upside down? And why does the universe hate me? And then when you ask that question, it'll be like, well, did you bully and harass so-and-so to the point where they wanted to take their own life? Like literally, God will be like, what you just tried to do to my child, I'm going to do to your children. God's fucking, a lot of people think God is just like all love and light. God is a gangster. Okay. God is more gangster than we are. And God knows how to hit you, where to hit you, and when to hit you to take you down. So again, that's why I'm always going to say, just treat, literally, if you live by what Jesus said, treat others how you want to be treated. Okay, at least at the end of the day, you will know that the energy you're putting out into the universe is positive. And again, the more that you do that, this is something that I've experimented with, just the more that I treat. Yeah, you definitely guys have been defending people. Yeah, God is gangster. You've been defending people that are getting bullied. And that's one of your guys' purposes. And so literally, God intervenes in ways that are unthinkable. Like we just can't conceive, or we just can't perceive how God's going to intervene. And again, that's not something I can ever predict. I can just see what God shows me and then know what God tells me. Oh my God, I caught those. Those all almost fell. But yeah. So that is wild that the Pope is no longer with us right after he opened the doors to Lucifer's cage. I don't think there's a coincidence with that. I just don't believe in coincidences. But I feel like the world's going to get better from whatever change this is. And also, you know, like the people that are bullying these chosen ones, because for some reason, when I pick up on chosen energy, I literally see the bullying like come from every angle in the people's lives, right? It's coming from every direction. And it's like almost the entire life. The people, so again, if you're going to bully another person, you better make sure that you can suffer through what you put this person through or what you put another person through. You better make sure that you can also go through that thing, because God will basically put you in the same exact position, and how you treat others is how others will treat you. And so, like I was saying, if you continue to put that good karma out there, pay it forward, and just, yeah, Lady Gaga is awesome, and just continue to be a good person to others, then you may have some people that still treat you bad, but there are going to be a lot more people that do treat you good. Okay. And you can ensure in your future that the more people that you meet, the more of those people that are going to be kind to you. Yes, this is exactly it. This is why what they will do to you will happen to them times 10. And it's times 10 because you guys, some of you don't realize how important you are to God and how important you are to God's mission. God wants every person to come to God through whatever door in the mansion, right? Just like Jesus says, you can get to God, you can get to heaven through any door in my Father's mansion. Literally, that means Buddhism, Hinduism. You can get to God through any of these doors, right? And none of them are right and none of them are wrong. They're just a passageway. It's just a doorway. But the people that are unwilling to go to the door, God's not going to force anybody's free will. And that's the one thing that we have to understand of why is this stuff allowed? Why? Well, it's only allowed for a time, number one. And whatever God allows is just for you to grow up, to basically learn from, grow up from, and move on from. And so, yeah, sometimes it can be very frustrating when you're like, why is this happening? I feel like I'm just hitting a brick road, or that I'm not going further. And if you ever feel like your roads are closed, that's when you look up and you go, God, what's going on? And then listen to the advice. Because I promise you, if you don't listen to the advice that comes, even if it sounds weird, then you'll find out in a bad way why you should have listened to the advice. And you'll be like, basically, what is it? Shooting your own foot, shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah, there's a lot of people that claim that their way is the only way, right? But again, it's through going within and connecting with God within yourself. That's the only way. And that's why Christ said the kingdom of heaven is within. It's absolutely within. And every person is responsible for their own happiness, their own health, their own wealth. So a lot of this projection, especially in these situations of everybody blaming other people around them, if you were to just take responsibility for your own life, it would be so much easier than trying to take responsibility for everybody else. Because it's like, really, it's you are your own responsibility, and you came in with God. You came in with God, the source, and that's all you had when you came into this life. When you leave this life, it'll be with God, the source. So that's why, in between those times, it's like we're going through lessons, and they're not like, oh, teach you a lesson, but they're lessons that are helping us evolve into better people. Because a lot of us had to have lifetimes where we're not people and the circumstances are different. And the human experience has a lot of different circumstances within it. So, yeah. The high priestess in the reverse. This high priestess in the reverse, I'm not kidding. There's the witch that works with all of the celebrities. She's like this old lady. This woman has lost her power. She doesn't have a connection to the dark anymore. I mean, you got to be pretty fucked up if the darkness decides to reject you. I mean, what type of shit have you been doing if all that is evil and unkind doesn't want to work with you? And so this person is being cut off spiritually, and they're also starting to go crazy. And these celebrities are going to see all of their empires fall down because all of the work that they were having done is being removed. Like I said, God can do anything. I've seen God take away 40 years of a sorcerer's workings within the blink of an eye, just gone, everything, and that person ended up taking their own life because being cut off from their power was the worst thing that could have ever happened to them in their mind, if that makes sense. Really. Yeah. So if you know who the person is, you can always pray and be like, God, is this person using their abilities against me? Because again, these practitioners do witchcraft on their clients. That's crazy. Some of these people are readers that do witchcraft to be able to read cards, which I don't know how that's possible. But then they also do it on every client that they have. And that's just weird to me. I don't know why anybody who's not naturally psychic would want to enter into being psychic, because there's a lot of weird shit we have to see and deal with being psychic. Yeah, definitely cloaking her energy is what I would say. Yeah, you definitely saw her. Wow, she's the one who cursed on Rihanna. This is exactly what I'm talking about. She literally, this feminine energy has cursed a lot of people in the music industry and a lot of actors as well. This justice in the reverse, creating a major obstruction of justice. Yikes. Patience is needed. These people need to really be merciful to other people. And yeah, this predicts violence, injustice, inequality, legal complications, and broken laws for these people. Biased treatment, bureaucracy, rules, and regulations. Don't take shortcuts, follow all the rules, possible lawsuit, and debt collection. So again, this high priestess in the reverse has made so many offerings to the spiritual realm that everything is being rejected now. And it's got everybody, the celebrities and herself in the Nine of Swords, which is grief, emotional pain, depression, guilt, and deep regret over something that she's done. She's losing her gifts. And so, yeah, that's basically, she may end up unaliving herself, which is very sad. But it's because she's losing her abilities. I mean, could you imagine having spiritual gifts and then all of a sudden one day you can't tap in anymore? You can't get the correct answer. You can't help these people create crimes. And these people pay her a lot of money, like some ridiculous shit that I would never pay. These practitioners, they're not going to take $5,000 to unalive a person. They're going to ask for 40 grand at a minimum. And that's just for a consultation. That's not even considering the work that's going to be done. How do I know that? Because I've watched videos of practitioners that basically have done this. They charged $40,000 to $80,000 for a consultation. And then when the celebrity, and so this one practitioner was like, okay, when you make it big off of the work that I do, when you make it famous, pay it back, like pay it forward, tell all of your friends and stuff like that about me. And what this one singer decided to do was screw over the practitioner and she was like, oh, I did this all by myself, didn't give any credit to the practitioner who had basically done all of the work for her. So then that practitioner most likely is going to take that singer out of this world completely, because that practitioner gets paid to take people out. Literally, if you've got competition, that practitioner will take that person off the face of the earth, or give them a mental illness, or do some type of shit to make them go away from the limelight. This Three of Wands. So this business idea fell on the ground. This Three of Wands idea is you guys coming together with the Holy Trinity and creating a new future. I feel like a future where we're not all under spells from celebrities and all. I mean, don't you think it's a little weird that we just randomly worship people? Like, it just doesn't seem like it's natural. And I don't think it ever was natural. I think that Marilyn Monroe and James Dean were probably two amongst many people that did not participate in these rituals. Right? But there's a lot of people in Hollywood that do. You've been fighting the old witch. I see. Michelle Lamy. That's maybe her name. Yeah, I just see a lady that's got like a, one of those cloak things on their head. So this talks about through careful planning, a goal and project long in your dreams will be realized. A new business idea is coming to you. Just make sure that you don't release this idea until you already have it created, because people, they want to steal other people's ideas. This is like working on a project. It could be a book, it could be something like that. Yeah. And don't reveal what this book is about until literally it's already created and it's ready to be sold. And even after that, I would let it be sold on the market a little bit, see how your sales do for a couple of weeks, and then tell people about it. You'll be able to see if somebody is trying to steal your work or working against you. And again, this person that I'm picking up on that envies you, what they may end up doing is, like, let's say if you publish a book, what they would do is, out of spite and envy, you are currently writing a book. Yeah. So this definitely applies to you. Out of spite and envy, they would take that book and turn it into a PDF file and put it on the internet for free, which at that point, you could then find out who did that. Okay. Basically by tracking it. And then you could take them to court and sue them. So, yeah, I wish that I was definitely in the sun, but I am in the sun. I mean, it's a fake sun, but so yeah, you guys continue to work on your projects. Just don't tell anybody. Know that you have an Ace of Cups, an Ace of Pentacles, and an Ace of Wands here to help you get this work done and to get it to the community that is, or community, industry, environment, publisher. Again, if you are working with a publisher, make sure that you only have the person that's going to edit the book be the one that reads it, right? Yes, it's definitely a place in the dream world for sure. So, like I was saying, Gagan or Goggin, I don't know how to say your name, but if you send me a $10 super chat, I will answer your question, okay? But other than that, I'm not going to pause the collective reading to answer anybody's individual questions unless they send a super chat. Just equal exchange of energy. So, yeah, what I'm hearing is that only allow your editor, or if you use Chat GPT, do that. But only allow you, if somebody were to come to you and want to read your work, you would know that it was that person, basically. Because what they want to do is they want to this person is grimy. They want to get into your Akashic vault and take your spirit, because as above, so below, they want to take the energy of this project and they want to have it for themselves. And so their intention is to steal. Like it absolutely to steal. Like that's what they intend to do. And they feel like, because you're a nice person, this is why I said, do not poke the bear. Don't mess with people like this. Don't take for granted that they're a nice person, because they could be a nice person. But when you get pushed beyond your breaking point by people copying you, stealing from you, harassing you, bullying you, I mean, that's trying to break somebody. And if you don't want to be broken, or if you are broken, then don't do this shit to somebody else. Because when God does it to you, God's going to do it 10 times worse. So that's what I'm saying. You never know who somebody else's spirit guides are. And you definitely don't know if they have like Loki. I would not fuck with anybody that has Loki as a guide. Loki, Odin, Thor. Thor beats somebody's brains in, literally, energetically. You don't want to find out the hard way that somebody else has Archangel Michael as a guide. Okay. I'm just going to tell you that right now. When Archangel Michael shows up, it's a problem. And somebody's going to get their ass handed to them. So that's why these people are in the Nine of Swords, which means they're having sleepless nights. They're crying. They're upset. And again, this person that we're talking about, they could be going through a divorce or a separation at this time. The only reason that the marriage happened was because of this Dark High Priestess. So it's put everybody in the Nine of Swords and in just deep regret over attempting this. But yeah, also I hear if you guys are writing lyrics, there's somebody that wants to steal your lyrics. And the thing is, what they're trying to do is they're trying to energetically steal it. So they're trying to go into the as above, so below. They're trying to go into the ethers and take something. And that's just energy, like the energy of your success. Then they want to apply it to their life. And that's not their energy. So they steal the energy, it goes here, and then the energy goes right back. There's pretty much no point in even attempting to do that. Because again, you may seem like a nice person, but you're in the wheel of fortune right now, you guys. And this new project is going to put you guys in the wheel of fortune and the sun bringing illumination. So yeah, if somebody tries to betray you, which I feel like they may try to do that the moment that you talk about this new project or book or you mention it, they're going to go and try to steal it and make it so that you can't make money off of your own work. This person is really going to suffer. I mean, when I say suffer, they are going to suffer for that. Yeah, you're very kind-hearted, but again, when it comes to traders and people like that, that literally are just backstabbers, okay, when it comes to people like that, you know, you have to be really strong when it comes to people like that. And you may be a nice person, but that doesn't mean you're not going to take this person to court and sue their pants off. Because literally, and even if this person thinks that they have nothing to lose by you suing them, they still have a car, don't they? They still have a house to live in, don't they? They still have clothing on their back. They have a lot to lose. They have a lot to lose because trying to block your success is illegal. It's illegal in the spiritual realm and it's illegal in the physical realm. You can't take a book that somebody has a copyright on and you cannot put that into a PDF file and offer it for free on the internet. If you do that, you basically are putting yourself up under judgment and scrutiny. Literally, the Ace of Swords flipped over. Like I said, the divine is protecting you from this shit. Absolute protection. This is, you know, Excalibur, basically. An excellent time for work and intellectual projects. Like I said, this would be somebody trying to steal your intellectual property. And when your intellectual property comes from the Most High God, that's a problem for the divine. Because like I said, that's why I say don't copyright my messages, because it's like telephone. You know, you relay the message that you just heard. Also, I feel like somebody was trying to impersonate one of you guys and they're being tested right now and they're not passing the test. They can't come up with the same quality of work that you did. And so this corporation or government body or whatever this is, or publishing company, has realized that this person is not who they say they are. Yeah, definitely impersonating your guys' energy. They could have gotten somebody very young involved in this. Like, I just see a mother training their child how to bully another person. So it just goes to say that, again, don't be delusional and think that if you provoke somebody, harass them, try to instill fear in them and bully them, that you're going to get the real aspect of that person. No, that's not true. To see the real them, that's insane. That's the most dangerous and stupidest thing that I've ever heard. And I would never, ever put that shit to test. Like provoking somebody to see the real them. What? That doesn't even make any sense. That's so delusional. That's just somebody that wants to be a bully and wants to have a legitimate reason for being a bully, right? They don't want to change their behavior. But again, don't get caught bullying the wrong person. Because again, these people in my collective have watchers watching them. There's not 1 second of the day or night where these beings are not being watched by higher forces, okay, and being protected. And so you don't want to be the one that, you know, as you're digging the lion's den and throwing the lions in there for somebody else, you don't want to be the one that falls in that pit. So don't dig it. Because the lions may not eat this individual that they tried to put up under judgment, but the lions are hungry as fuck and will eat the person that dug the pit. So that's kind of just to say, if, you know, truly, if you want to receive good in life, just treat others how you want to be treated. And even if it seems like, oh, I've been treating others how I would want them to treat me and nothing's happening, even if it seems that way, still know that you could just be paying off some karmic debt from your childhood or something. Yes, absolutely. Because it's a lot of word magic and word cursing, like using words to curse that celebrity was doing. It was a lot of word magics, trying to just speak bad mouth over people. And again, these people that are so dark and hateful, that's not a powerful vibration. Hate is strong, but it's not more powerful than love. And it's not more powerful than God. And God is not, God can dislike things, but God is never hateful. Okay. And so that's, kind of the difference is that I guess that everybody can believe what they want about God, but I'm here to tell you that God is very loving, but to a point. God's going to give you probably 700 billion chances to get it right. But basically, if you fuck up every single chance, 700 billion chances, that's a lot of chances to do the right thing. Eventually, God will have enough of it and then flood the earth. And so that's basically. Oh, hi, Jennifer. Welcome in. Yeah. So you guys are going to do great. Like, I feel like this project's going to come into fruition. It's already protected by the divine. You have the energy of the magician here, which means you can stand in your own power and you can defend yourself from this magic. So again, I feel like God's doing the most of it because God's really putting this high priestess and the reverse up under judgment. And, these people, there are laws. I'm going to have to search and see if there are laws that state that you cannot do voodoo on people or things like that. I'm pretty sure that using witchcraft to try to kill somebody is illegal, but I'm not for sure how serious they are. Yeah, absolutely. The settle the crossbows and rally the horses. They can't have our energy. That's exactly it, because that's what they want. It's like the energy that you guys hold. And that's why they're in the 9 of Swords, because they felt like they had a taste of your energy. And like I said, they can take the energy, but it's going to go right back because the energy doesn't belong to them. So if they tried to use your energy to create a new project or anything like that, yeah, there you go. Barbecue sauce. Some of the best stuff in the world right there. But yeah. And I feel like some of you guys in your dreams, you're getting warnings about, like, there is a mutual place that a lot of people go in their dream state where they get warnings about this type of stuff. If you know what I mean. So like I was just saying, I think I've said it like 5 times right now, but if you send me a $10 super chat, then I will pause the collective reading and answer your questions. Okay. But other than that, I need an equal exchange of energy, and I'm not going to pause the live reading for everybody else. Unless you send a $10 super chat, then I will make your question a priority. Okay, so literally, I feel like these people are relentless in their pursuit of money, which is another thing that makes them very different from you guys. You guys could be very, you guys could literally look like on paper that you don't have a lot, and it could look on paper like these people do have a lot, but I'm going to tell you the truth that you have much more than these people do. And also in the ethers, also in the heavens, you guys have a vault, these people wanted to literally, I'm not kidding. Like, I get with the Hailey Bieber situation, she wanted to ruin Justin for some reason because he doesn't love her. And she knows that. And so she wants to destroy him. What I just say, the 5 of Wands just popped out. She wants to destroy him. So if any of you guys are in a relationship with somebody that is like, in the energy of Jezebel, that's attacking. And again, we're not bullying Hailey Bieber in any way. We're just talking about psychically what we're picking up on. And it's all allegedly until the truth comes out. But the fact that it is the truth, this is why a lot of truth tellers get attacked, because people come across their content and then they get triggered and they get upset because they don't want to hear the truth. And most of the time, it's not even about them, but they feel so guilty that they target the individual. This also talks about competition, losing a competition. That 5 of Wands energy, that's a lot of warfare right there. And then this Knight of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. So again, These people are working with the Knight of Swords in the reverse. If you don't set boundaries with, this is the person that Ragnarok wants to steal your book. This Knight of Swords in the reverse. It's absolutely that type of energy. But this person is, you know, they overspend. So they're always needing, and they don't know how to do real work. They just steal from other people's. Like this person takes things from books, like ancient books, and then just puts it all together into a book and then says that it's their writing. No, it's not. This part came from Aleister Crowley. This part came from so-and-so. This part came from Lovecraft. You're basically taking what other people wrote and then assembling a book out of that. That's the same thing. So what this person wants to do is the second you come out with your copy or your version of it, this person wants to come behind you and create a cheaper dummy version of it. Like a shit version of it, basically. They want to just make it cheaper, make it more affordable, and then copy it. And so, yeah, so that, and then they feel like because they make theirs cheaper, that nobody will know where the original content came from. If this person attempts to do that, you can sue them for plagiarism and copyright. And again, even if it feels like, oh, they don't have a lot to sue them for, if they still have air to breathe, if they still have a vehicle, if they still have a home, if they still have a job, if they still have income, they have something to lose. This person feels like they have nothing to lose. Yeah, your book is an original, exactly. And so people will always be more drawn to the authentic content, right? Like this person could have a publishing company, and this is what I'm picking up how they're getting caught is they're trying to have a publishing company back their bullshit and give them money. And this person's sitting, waiting for you to come out with your next project so that they can steal it and steal the ideas of it and then create a cheaper version of it and I'm not trying to trigger anybody because that triggers me a lot. Just people trying to do that shit. Like, I don't like that at all, but making a cheaper version of it and basically perverting the message, perverting what it's about. This is somebody that takes anything that's of good value and then destroys it, you know. Exactly. Nobody could replace Michael Jackson. Straight up. He was so awesome. I don't think that he did any of the stuff he was accused of. Yeah, Queen of Wands in the reverse. This is definitely that Hailey Bieber energy. Somebody who's very controlling, vindictive, and manipulative. This person doesn't want you to succeed for some reason. Maybe because you won't dick this bitch down anymore. For some of you, this is somebody that you won't sleep with anymore. And that's why they are upset. And they want to steal everything from you because they feel like, well, if they were with you, then they would get to benefit off of what's yours. And again, not in the way that they're thinking. This is somebody who's extremely manipulative and they're very, they think that that's why the Bieber wrote, you should go and love yourself. Like literally, you should go and fuck yourself. You should go, if you like the way you look that much, you should go and love yourself. That was about Hailey. That was not about Selena. So you can see just what type of person the Queen of Wands in the reverse is. Not saying that, again, everything is bad about her or anything like that, but we're just looking at what Spirit's showing us as an example of people. And then we can see, okay, this is not the way to behave, especially if you want to get brownie points from the divine. The way that these people have behaved is not the way. It's just not, Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That dream was crazy. So again, that's the one thing that is good about celebrities is that we can look at the mistakes that they've made and been like, okay, we're not going to make the same mistake. But yeah, there's a lot we don't know about still. The Fool in the reverse. So again, talking about this person, I'm glad that you walked away from them or whatever happened to get them to walk away from you because they're extremely childish. In fact, their decisions and ideas are not sound and they're leading them to catastrophe. And that's because you can't steal the destiny or fate of another person in any type of way. It's never possible. All right, let's get a conclusion for this reading. So I feel like, yeah, just keep your guys' projects and stuff like that to yourself. When you have everything all together and you have your copyright up and your publishing company and all that type of stuff, even if this is song lyrics, because again, you have somebody that is just they want to be like you. I'm getting that song from the Jungle Book where Mowgli is going to all the different animals and wants to be like every different animal. You're dealing with somebody that is like Mowgli in the Jungle Book. This Queen of Wands in the reverse doesn't know who they want to be, so they keep going to the different animals like Baloo the bear, and then the orangutan and whoever else, and trying to see if that's where they fit in. And this person doesn't know themselves, which is a big problem. They don't know that they're under the influence of this devil energy, and that this devil energy doesn't have the ability to keep somebody's stars away from them. It can temporarily do this, but not permanently. Also, this star power is what's going to propel you into success. Your hopes and dreams for the future will come true. The Lovers in the reverse. This card, when you see it in the reverse, this is a bad decision made in a love relationship. That means lovers that are that whoever chose to be with it in this situation, these people are not meant to be together. So a bad decision was made. And now, you can see that Justin's suffering because of it. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you guys that when you're dealing with a difficult time in your life, getting married and getting pregnant are not ways that are going to make you happy with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, aw, that's awesome. I just was reading your guys' comment. Yeah. And so literally, it's just like this whole decision was made because Selena Gomez got engaged, basically. So yeah, you never want to try to copy anybody else's life, and then don't think that getting married and having children is going to fix a relationship. It's just not. It just causes more stress and more tension and more responsibility for a relationship when you could keep it simple. And this is not to deter people from having children, but when you do have a child with somebody, you want to make sure that you're having a child with that person for the right reasons, and that you're not just going along with something, to show a baby off to the world or to gain more clout or whatever. And that's what because that's going to cause you're basically bringing a child into this world, and it's going to suffer like that. So yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that I looked pretty in that dream. So this is funny, you guys. Wow. You may end up seeing this person and be in the Five of Pentacles. I mean, literally, somebody's going to get the boot in that relationship. And the world upside down. This is the World Wide Web. These people have their world turned upside down. And literally, you guys are in the Nine of Cups. I would just suggest continue moving forward. Don't look back, and don't allow these people to come back into your life, because if they do, it will only be for the intention to steal from you. And I think that you know who this person is, And again, if this was an ex that you had, they really miss you, but they don't miss you for the reasons. Like they're not missing. Like when they say that I miss you, I don't know why I just saw a vampire looking at me out of the corner of my eye. But when they say that they miss you, it's not for the reason of, oh, I miss you so much. I want to smell what you smell like again. I want to wear your sweater. I want to cuddle with you. I want to kiss you. I want to be with you. They're missing it's not missing you like that. It's missing what you have to offer, which means that you could have been paying somebody's bills. You could have been taking care of their finances. Basically, whatever you were doing for this person, you are making their life easier. And that's what they miss. It's not that they miss you. It's that they miss having things done for them, and they miss having stuff for free, basically. And always be wary of a woman. The Queen of Wands in the reverse is somebody that does not want to work. They don't want to work. They don't want to make a living. And how in the hell could somebody not want to have a job? Like life would be so boring, Yes, I do know that vampires protect you for sure. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They definitely want to become human again. So yeah, you guys. So what I learned is that basically when you hold the energy of the magician, no matter what magic is done against you, it will not take the right, it will not work in the way that the people doing it intend it to. So, but I do feel like some of you guys have vampire like guides that they hunt other vampires, kind of like Blade, literally like Blade, actually. What do you mean? What are my intentions for doing it? Oh, you are drawing a vampire right now. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, they are like Blade. They definitely hunt other vampires. Oh, beautiful stuff. Okay, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I appreciate you guys for being here with me. And I had a wonderful day today. So know that God loves you. Know that I love you. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you guys are notified of every time that I go live. Okay. And I also have another channel called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. And I'm building that channel up. And so, in that, on that platform, I will address people's questions as I'm building it up. Anybody that is subscribed. So just letting you guys know. But what you should be asking yourselves is when somebody comes into wanting to connect with you, what is it that that person feels like they're going to be gaining from you? Because like I said, that Queen of Wands in the reverse is somebody that plans to come in, right? Like they are sitting and waiting for you to say out of your mouth that you're working on a book and the idea of the book so that they can hurry and go create something like it. And so that's why I'm saying until you've got all of your ducks in a row and you know for sure that, like, and this is just with anything in your life, right? Whether it's a pregnancy, whether it's a marriage, don't tell people about it until it's already happened, until you've either already had the baby or that you're too pregnant to hide it. Because what people don't know about, they will not try to destroy. And so when people know specific details about you, they'll attack you based upon those details. So you can always trick somebody by telling them the wrong details. And then if you feel an attack coming against those details that you told, you will know that that person is working against you. Okay. So always listen to your intuition, always listen to your higher guidance. And when you come across a decision that needs a very clear choice to be made, use a pendulum or use muscle testing, use your intuition, ask your higher self, you know, should I, and yes and no answers are going to be the easiest. Should I do this? Should I do that? Right? Yeah, you can talk about what you love and you can talk about your dreams, but make sure that you are only doing that with people that you really, really trust and that you know are not going to sabotage you. Because again, your dreams are your downloads. You know, the brain is kind of like a computer and we get downloads in the dream. So yes, you're definitely right. Tell it when you have it. Okay, you guys, know that God loves you. Know that I love you. I'm giving you air hugs and lots of love. Peace be with you. I'll see you guys in the next reading. Have a wonderful day. Make sure that you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell. Okay, bye.